The UK's at first carbon sequestration seize and store draft should be operative by the medium 2020s, on to ministers. A obligation to evolve the technique that stops hothouse gases incoming the ambience, was done front of a summit conference in Edinburgh. Study financing has as well been announced for a carbon sequestration seize schema in Aberdeenshire. It will see carbon sequestration dioxide piped to store sites by the polar ocean. Experts say the technique is an essential instrument in dealing environment changing. Force stations at Petriad in Aberdeenshire and Drax in polar Yorkshire were the definitive contenders for the Harant. Power and Pure Increase Secretary Claire Perry told, present at the Fruitful Summit Conference, the UK's installation a planet-leading vanity for evolving and deployment carbon sequestration seize and store technique to cut emissions. It shows how established all countries are to open the capacity of the play-changing technique, how representatives of Through the Ball are collected there present in Edinburgh. It is to get £175,000 of the UK by the government, in matchstick financing of the Scotch by the government and further Europe financing. In further phases, the draft could produce hydrogen gas of polar sea gas and keep the carbon sequestration dioxide, that the trial creates as a on-product. The hydrogen gas could later be utilized to warm human beings' homes. Current coastal pipeline could as well be utilized to transportation CO2 for store of areas of hard production about Grangemouth. Draft lead Alan James told, Scotland can use heritage oil and gas holdings to supply ecological benefits, opener CO2 transport and store solutions for some carbon sequestration seize use and store projects on the east shore of the UK and in next of Europe in the order supporting. Zolud CCS could be operational in the previous 2020s, manufacturing a significant deposit to both of UK and Europe radiation reducing targets and help to set a commercially sustainable next for CCUS invest. The UK by the government told it would set out more than detailed information following year on how it plans to evolve the UK's at first carbon sequestration seize, use and store, CCUS, installation. It told it would put £20 meter in the technique at industry sites through the UK consisting Teesside and Drax. Dr. Fata Birol, of the World Power Agent, International Energy Agency, told, out of CCUS as portion of the decision, achieving our world environment goals is almost unfeasible. CCUS can as well increase power safety and increase economical prosper. Yet up before currently, advance has been muted, and if the continues the challenges we person in the power segment will be endlessly more. Following 1 week, planet leaders will collect in Katowice, Poland, for the 24th UN Environment meeting wherever they will talk performing the urge of the Paris Treaty. The consent commits countries to range world heat rises to so under 2°C and lot consider CCS as an essential way to reach how purpose. Scotland's Power Secretary Gender Pilot House told, we trust Scotland is in a distinctive stance to take the technique on an industry scope. In supplement, the prospect to depurpose key current pipe infrastructure facilities holdings already in location in Scotland provides the largest price-efficient path to the deploy of CCUS. Dr. Richard Dixon, CEO of Friends of the Land Scotland, told how as Scotland's 2 charcoal-fired force stations were now closed, this major justification for CCS in Scotland has disappeared. He added, instead of pursuit thing how we don't requirement the UK by the government should be conducting its cash on revolving power, power effectiveness and power store, all of that supply instant reductions in carbon sequestration emissions down there might be a part for CCS in relationship to production in the length period, but in fossil spurred cars creature gradual out and a fracture downward on the mountains of plasticity we utilize, though these source of carbon sequestration will decrease radically in the upcoming many decades.